Hey, what's up? David here with After Effects, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be using After Effects to create this sand animation here. And I just want to say before I start the tutorial that the techniques that we'll be using was actually from Andrew Kramer's NAB show. And yeah, he uses some really fascinating techniques that just blew me away. So I thought I might share how I used it through my scene. And I just want to know it's completely from him. If you want to see the NAB show, I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, I just want to get straight into it. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to be creating. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to make a new comp. We'll call this sand composite. Hit OK. And be sure to have your color channel to 32 bits per channel. And I'm going to drag my logo here. As you can see, it's very big. So I'm just going to scale it down to like 5%. And what I'm going to do is maybe just bring it up like that. And I'm going to pre-compose this, so Control-Shift-C. And we'll move all the attributes and we'll call this logo. Okay, cool. So once we got that, we can go ahead and create a new solid. And I'm going to call this matte. And what I'm going to do is just grab a mask tool and put it on this side and set it to subtract, and then feather out maybe like to 20 pixels maybe. And then I'm going to set a keyframe for the mask path, move forward, and then just animate it going across like that. Okay, so I might just shut that off. What we're going to do is add the turbulent displace. We'll make this like 40. We'll make the size to like 400. And we'll make this like 6. Okay, or was it the other way around? Yeah, it's 40. Okay, cool. Now it still has alpha, so we're just going to add a solid composite to this so that it doesn't have any alpha. Okay, I'll make this like 7. Okay, and then we'll pre-compose this. We'll call this matte animation, and then we'll put this underneath. So now, if you have a look at this, what we're trying to do is, so if I just go to this keyframe, and then we add the set channel effect. If I set the source layer to the matte and set on the red channel, you can see what we're trying to achieve here. So it's using the red channel to displace our layer. And we can add a CC for action. Set it to the red channel. And then set the twist to like 180. So you can see that we're getting something. So you can see how it's just dropping like that. But we wanted to make it a little bit more realistic. So what I can do is just move this up even further so that it has separated. And I can set to channel mixer to get rid of the red here. So I'll set this to green like that. Set to monochrome so we got alpha. And then I can just tint it to like a sand color or something. Something like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is play around with these settings. So set the spacing down to 0 so that we get look like a bit more sand look. And we can set the bore size to like 60. So I check that out so we can see looks like it's sand dissolving. So if I quickly play this, you can see like how it's just like getting dissolved. Okay, now it does look like it's flipping towards us, but we can fix that later with the camera. But for now, I just want to create some variations to this. So we can do that by adding a curve adjustment, putting it underneath that ball action. And if you check this out, if I play with the red channel, you can see that I'm actually changing the speed for these particles. So if I bring it down, it can change the speed for these. So that's really cool. What we can do is make a duplicate. This is supposed to be on top. Okay, so we can see we can change the speed for these particles. So you can see the variation I'm trying to create. And then you can just like make another copy. And then you can like maybe make it even faster. So I might set this to half first. Oh, maybe not. So you can see I'm changing the speed for these. And then you can change like the ball spacing a bit. So if you want like a bit of more alpha, you can just put underneath. If you want to change the speed, you put it on top. Okay. So I'm just going to create some variations to this. So just give me a minute. So as you can see, I've made about 7 copies of the logo. So I can show you what I did. I just played around with the red channel and the ball size. So if you look at this closely, if I move this down, it's changing the speed. If I move this up, you can barely see it. You can see that I'm changing the speed here. Okay, so that's basically what I did for these. I just changed the red channel, the ball size, and all that good stuff. Okay, so once you got something like that, we can go ahead and pre-compose all of this. So pre-compose all of that. Move all attributes and call this sand animation. Okay, shut the eye off for now. And let's go ahead and just build our scene here. So I'm just going to do this, show you a quick just like overview of what I did. Okay, so this is the original image from where I downloaded it from, I think, Pixabay. I'll leave a link for where you could download it. And I transformed it into like this. So let me show you what I did. So I've got the floor here. So basically what I did was, if I shut maybe the masked off. So what I did was made it a 3D layer. I rotated it like 312 degrees to make it a little bit more flat and have that perspective look. And then what I did was I made a mask for that floor. So if you come over to our mask properties, if I set it to add, that's what it looks like. And then these background hills is basically just the image itself, but just zoomed up very close, or like scaled up close. Okay, and then I've got that floor on top, and then what I have is this out of focus right hill, and then the out of focus left hill. So I'll show you these. Basically all it is, I used one of the hills to cut out from the original image. I added a mask to that, 2 masks actually, one to add it, one use this one to subtract it, and then just, I guess, manipulated it in a way so that I can just get it into this shape here. Same goes for this one, but in but the other side. Okay, so that's what I did, and then each one has a camera lens blur to it. Okay, so for this left one, I just moved the subtracted mask to the right side so that this left heel will be revealed. And just to show you quickly, the heel I used was this one here. Okay. So that's what I did to transform that into this. We can even add a camera to this. A nice wide camera. Just to get a bit of perspective. Okay. So let's just composite our sand animation to this here. So let's scale it up and just place it like in the middle here. Like that. Okay, cool. Alright, so what I want to do is just add this texture that I downloaded. I'll leave a link in the description again. And what I can do is maybe just add a bit of a curves adjustment to this. Okay, maybe add a bit of noise. Maybe add like 50%. And add another contrast on top of this. And add an unsharp mask to this. Okay. And then I'll set the track matte to Luma matte. So you can see it barely faded, but that's okay. We're going to add a curves adjustment. Bring that alpha all the way up, as well as the RGB. And what we're going to do is maybe add another curves adjustment. Just play around with the contrast a little bit. Maybe add some red. Take away some blue. Okay. Add a bit of noise. And unsharp mask to this. Okay, so this is what we're trying to achieve here. And maybe boost that alpha even more. And increase the brightness. Okay. And I want to add some shadows to this. So layer styles, inner shadow. Okay. We'll make this, set this to normal. Okay. Maybe make this like 65%. Okay. Maybe like set the distance to like 4. Okay, cool. So that's our sand here. We might even duplicate this and then set it to no track matte. We'll just add a tint effect. Make this entirely black. This is going to be like a shadow. So add a fast box blur. So it's like 5 pixels or something. Okay, and then just make a 3D layer. I'm going to rotate this about 90 degrees. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Might scale it up just a little bit. Okay. So something like that. And just push it along the y-axis. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just add in some dust elements to this. So I'm going to make a new solid. Call this dust. And we'll just put this on top here. We'll call this get the particular effect. We'll just solo it. Okay, so we'll set this to 200 and we'll change it to a box individual, and let's just spread this out. So I'll make just like that. Let's make the particle life to about 6 seconds. Let's get it to about pretty large, so maybe like 150. And we'll make a cloudlet. We'll get the size around to like 40% and like 3%. Opacity random, like that. Okay. Let's make this about 2200. Maybe 25. Okay. Okay, cool. What else can we do? Physics. Turn up the wind about like 300, so that's blowing. Okay, and then we'll just offset that a little bit. Okay. Cool. Alright, so let's just superimpose that. Let's make it like a more of a dark color here. Brown color. Okay, make the opacity like 2. Okay, we'll put it underneath. Okay, so it's not looking too bad. Let's add in some like dust elements to this. So what I'm going to do is first add in, I think the one I used was dust 1 and 2. Dust falling 1 and 2. These are Video Copilot's dust elements, but you can use whichever dust elements you wish to use. So let's start with this one. Yep, so we've got these dust elements falling. So I might duplicate it. So I might draw a mask around this guy. And this one, I'll draw a mask around here. Okay, hit F, and so it's like 50 pixels is good. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's just try to superimpose this 1 by 1. So I might put this right underneath here, and then we might just add in like a tint effect to make it a little bit darker. I'll make it like 50%. Cool. Like that. And I'll copy that to the second one. Might even add like a bit of brightness. Oh no, whoops. Alpha to this. Same goes to our other one. Okay, and then what I can do is I want to make sure that the dust elements start falling when the when the logo starts to dissolve as well. So I'm going to roughly estimate here. So we can start adding some of these elements. So we can start this one maybe over here. Might set the opacity down to like 75% for these. Okay, and then we can set this one over here, and then hit T, and then just time the opacity here. Hit F9. Oh, I might move these keyframes like here. And move along here. Okay, so we want the dust to start out from here. We can even duplicate each one. And then we can add another one. Maybe here. Or maybe I'm just going to add one here. And add one here. Okay. And we can just like time stretch these, so one can be slower and one can be a bit more faster. Just make sure that these keyframes fade off as well. Cool. All right. Move these a little bit like that. And I'll copy these keyframes. Okay, cool. So that's the dust falling element, like that. And then we can focus on this guy, which will be dust moving to the side. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, cool. So we're going to do the same thing here. So just draw a mask here and duplicate it. And draw one over this side. Hit F, feather it out maybe like 50 pixels for each one. I'm going to rotate this like -9 degrees. Okay. And then might make it 70 pixels each. Alrighty, and then we do the same thing again. So I might just have T. Might do that. I might actually color correct these first. So I'll just cheat by copying my tint effect here. Copy on this one and this one. Okay. So might slide these over. Slide these keyframes over. And set it down to like that. Okay. We can move one over here. We might even scale it down a bit. We might even time stretch this. So time stretch. Speed it up. So if we just play this, try to get the timing of this correct. Okay, like that. And we might time stretch this again. Make this 70%. Like here. And we'll duplicate it. We'll maybe slow this guy down to maybe like 85. Let's copy it here. And we'll maybe slow this back down to like maybe 100. So something like that. Might even time the stretch. Okay. and then we'll just fade off the opacity. So like that. Okay, so somewhere around here that the animation ended. So we'll just use that keyframes as reference. So copy it here, here, and here. So if we look at this, all these keyframes should have keyframes. Okay. All right, let's just take a quick preview at this. Okay, so let's just check it out. Okay, it's not looking too bad. All right, so I'm just going to do some color correction. So we can go Control Alt Y, oops, Control Y, Control Y. Okay, and just move these on top. We'll call this CC. Call this Vignette. Okay, do our usual color correction techniques here. Subtract, hit F, feather it out. Cool. And then we'll put our color correction here. Might add a bit of contrast to this. I may take away some red. Oh, wait. The other way around. Add a red. Some blue. Add a tint effect. Maybe like, I don't know, 15. Something like that. You can add the sharp mask. This is optional, but you can add the film convert nitrate effect. So I might put this on top here. I'll turn the grain down and then turn up the temperature like that. You can add in a hue and saturation effect. That, like that. With that noise is pretty strong. Turn that down. Just having a look to see how I can maybe make this a little bit more contrast look. Something like that. Just to give that, and turn up the shadows, maybe like 80%. I'm going to try something. Let's see what it will look like if I flatten the white a bit. It's not a bad look. Okay, so I might just do a quick preview for this. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, it's not looking too bad. So with these, so it's coming on. Fades off pretty fast, so I might just extend that out a bit longer. Same goes for these. Okay, and then just turn on the eye. I'll just switch this to half res. Okay. I might add a curves adjustment. I'll boost the alpha for that. Copy that for the rest of them. And And might play with the tint a bit, make it a bit more orange here. Something like that. Okay. And I'll just copy the tint and paste it onto these. Oops. Okay, so that's all done. I may want to fade out the sand animations shadow here, so open this up. I drag this up a little higher. So might change the distance for this, so change it down to like 0, like that. 9. Okay, and let me change the opacity as well to like sand, I guess. But we'll just move that across. Okay, and the sand animation, we'll just, I guess, delete all this effects. And we'll just rotate it a little bit. And then maybe 8 pixels. Okay, and I might just in general boost the RGB for this. So make it a little bit brighter. Okay, like that, and I'll adjust the hue, saturation, sorry. Make it a bit brighter. Something like that. Okay. Okay. I really want to adjust this sand color because maybe I can try something like that. Okay. And then I'll just do that for each one. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I mean, like, I think I should play with like the shadow, the inner shadow timing for as it starts, because this is like looking a little hectic. But okay, so I can try and change that up a little bit, and I might just play with the shadow a little bit. But I think I'll just do that in my own time. I think you guys get the idea. Just more and more adjustments to this. Anyway, guys, that's it for the tutorial. I just want to quickly acknowledge again the techniques that you see right now, especially for the sand animation, is completely Andrew Kramer from his Adobe NAB show this year. Anyway, my name's David. I hope you learned interesting techniques that you can use for your own creations. Please give a like if you like this video so people can find it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and be sure to hit that bell button to get the notifications. And comment down below if you have any questions. And I will see you in the next video.